If you've tuned into the other two videos in this series, you'll know that we're in the final stages of our home office transformation, and it has been such a joy and fun to work on. Right now, I'm just measuring out the space between the shelves that I had made. Originally, I was planning on sharing the whole shelving process and making that a video of its own, but being a single mom and working, trying to keep this process moving along, we kind of just had to dive in whenever we could, so I didn't get as much footage as I wish that I did for the shelves. Some laterals were thrown a little bit as far as the stain color. It showed up much darker than what we had planned and picked initially, but that's because we were silly and we tested it on a different type of wood than what it was actually going to be on. So I knew that the wood that we had picked for the shelves were cheaper. They were definitely a thirstier type of wood, so I should have known that it would probably show up a little bit different. But you know, sometimes when you're doing a DIY project, those are the things that happen. It's really not the end of the world. We had held up the swatches of both a lighter and darker stain, and I knew that either would work. I just favored the lighter, more natural one. But overall, it ended up looking really great when it was all said and done. So as you can see in these shots, the shelves were assembled by literally just using the Gorilla wood glue, and there are 3 different pieces of the shelves that were all put together. And the reason it was a little bit more of a lateral move is because I had initially planned on just gluing them, letting them sit for a minute, and then finishing it off with some nails, probably with a nail gun. But we were just talking about how little they were and how they were just going to be holding records. We kind of decided it probably wouldn't need all of that. So we ended up just doing the wood glue and nothing else. And they seemed very sturdy and like they would hold very well together. The kicker was that we didn't have that many clamps, so we had to make one shelf at a time and let them sit for 24 hours. So basically, all 3 shelves, it took 3 whole days. And so that was probably the longest part of the project, to be honest, because I got the painting done way sooner than I thought. I got the accent wall all planned out and put up way faster. I mean, all of that happened probably within about a weekend, so like 2 to 3 days. So then the shelves, laking them and letting them sit to dry to make sure they were sturdy enough is what actually took the bulk of the time. And then that was during the work week, so it ended up taking a full week to finish this whole process. So what you had just seen was us holding up the shelves just to verify that where they were going to be laid out was exactly where they were going to be, and marking them all through. I also pre-drilled all of the holes. I just made 3 holes in each shelf to where they would be assembled. That way that was already done and easy, and then we were planning on just putting in anchors in the wall just to make sure that they really are sturdy and not going anywhere. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit unique, and I think I mentioned this in the first video in this series, that I had an idea to just go over and do something fun, a fun little pattern on the light switches, just to add something a little extra, a little detail, a little pop. And I will say, when they were all finished, I love what it does to the room. It really makes it a little bit more artistic. It brings out just a little something. It's not super over the top, which is great because it just kind of adds a little something to the room if you notice it. It's not this like stand out, grab your attention type thing. And I liked it. I thought it was really fun. While I was doing this, I also thought this would be such a darling thing to add to a nursery or anything like that if you just needed a little extra oomph. And now you see the final office space. The desk with the shelves, honestly, with them dark, I thought it looked really sharp. The records are super fun, also adding loads of color, texture, and art into the room. Everything is very clean and crisp. It looks so good. It is genuinely a room that I absolutely love to create in now, and I am so happy with how it turned out. So are my parents, and I cannot wait to just see what comes from the room that I do next. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have watched all of the series, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the whole transformation. And there are still some pieces that need to get finished within the room, like probably getting a bigger rug. We still need to find some curtains, but we're not really wanting to rush the process and just buy things to get a room done. Instead, we want to do it right, find what we like. That way the room is just a room that is elegant and perfect and timeless for us for years to come. Be sure to like and subscribe for more artistic, fun, and creative videos in the future.